All right, Daniel. I don't know what your movie's about, so give us a transition.
Okay. Well, speaking of lots of action, I guess, well, yeah. Speaking of yeah, lots of action, I guess. I don't know. I'm not as good as transitions as you. Okay. Uh, so I watched this movie I've been meaning to watch for a while. It's called Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds, directed by the incomparable, the always entertaining in one way or another, Michael Bay.
Uh-oh.
Uh, yeah. Oh yeah, and this is the bayest of Michael Bay movies I have ever seen.
Now, Daniel, I know this is called Six Underground,
Yeah.
but I can't help but notice that there are 7 characters on the cover.
Okay. There is an explanation for that. Uh, so um, Ryan Reynolds plays he plays a billionaire who is tired. He gets tired of the fact that no matter how much money he has, no matter how much money he spends, he can never really affect any meaningful change on the world. And we get a little bit of his backstory where he's shown in this fictional Middle Eastern country called Turkestan, I believe was what they called it.
Now, that isn't even creative. That's just Kyrgyzstan with T.
The T, yeah. So while he's there, the country is under the horrible authoritarian rule of this leader, sort of like a Muammar Gaddafi or Bashar al-Assad type guy. And he's doing some like relief work, quote unquote. It's basically he says, well, I'm just gonna walk around with these water jugs and get a couple of pictures of me, and then I'm gonna give your foundation a lot of money. Um, but as he's doing this, there's a gas attack. And then he sees firsthand what happens, so he becomes incredibly disillusioned, and that's when he decides to he fakes his death and decides to go after this guy. The only way he knows how, by just becoming a total ghost, and that's what they call them. They call themselves ghosts, and because every single person that you see here are all dead. They all fake their deaths.
Oh, they're all 6 feet underground. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so to get into what you were saying about the fact that there's 6 people here, but or that it's called Six Underground, but there are 7 people on the cover. Um, their first job is in Florence, and things go horribly wrong, and it leads to this 20-minute long car chase, which is to be expected for a Michael Bay movie.
Now, did it feel as excessive as the one in the last Mission Impossible movie?
Pretty close. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty close to it. Yeah. So you meet the 6, and you don't know their names at first. It's just Ryan Reynolds is 1, and then 2 is the blonde on the to his right. Um, and she was a former CIA agent, even though she's French. Go figure. Um, and then 3 is the guy over to the left, pointing the gun, and he's an old he's a hitman. And then 4 is the guy jumping over the car, and he's like this parkour guy. And then 5 is the girl, the woman in the green dress, who was in she was the quasi love interest in Morbius.
Oof.
Yeah. And then 6 is the guy in the car, and that's James Franco's little brother, and he's like a driver. He's just like the ultimate car driver, and he's the one driving the car during this whole chase sequence. Well, to make a long story short, there he gets killed during the car chase.
Okay, so they're down to 6 members.
Right, or they were down to 5. And so then Ryan Reynolds goes out to recruit the next guy, and that's the black guy in the corner there.
Okay,
He's an
so
old.
Ryan doesn't count towards the six.
Uh, no, he's one.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, so the new guy,
Okay. So
the black guy is seven.
okay, I get it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
That's okay. It's okay. It's a little weird, yeah. But so and he's a special forces sniper, and he recruits him because he becomes disillusioned because he's on a mission in Afghanistan and his whole unit gets wiped out, and so then the next part of so basically the whole movie is just them trying to get this the leader, this dictator of Turkestan, trying to get rid of him. But they're trying to stage a coup to get rid of him and then put his brother in. And his brother is much more peaceful and believes in democratic, equality and all that good stuff.
And as we know, whenever you install a new government, it always goes well.
Yes, yeah.
And nobody has ever lied about their beliefs or intentions upon taking power for the sake of getting somebody to help install them.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Um, but in this case, it might be true because the brother actually is being held prisoner in this high rise in Hong Kong,
Hmm.
and so basically, yeah. So the whole movie is it's in like different stages, like. So, like the car chase was because they're trying to get the names of these generals, and then they go to Vegas to take out the generals, and so then they could get to the brother, and it's basically this whole thing. Like this happens because of that, and then that, and then that, and then that. That's basically the plot of the movie.
This
Um,
premise is also really reminding me of the A Team.
Very much, yeah, very, yeah. It is very A-Team esque. And it's and like I said, it's got all the Michael Bay isms that you expect, like I said, the car chases, you know long action scenes, goofy humor, and of course hot chicks. um
I was going to say, how much does the camera love our two female members there?
a lot, yeah. The blonde, she's there's a whole scene in there where she's lying on the bed in her underwear, and the girl in the woman in the dress. Yeah, there are a lot of lower angle shots of her, low angle shots of.
At least unlike Megan Fox's character in the first Transformers movie, she's of age.
That's true. Yes. Um, but um, but yeah, it's it is a standard Michael Bay action movie, like you would expect. Um, you guys were talking about the stakes with the previous with Dragon Ball. The stakes do feel kind of low, even though like the first 20 minutes of the movie, one of the characters gets killed off. There is kind of a feeling that okay, like one of them's probably gonna, another one's gonna die at some point,
Hmm.
and like the parkour guy, you kept thinking that he was gonna get killed because there were like two scenarios in there where he gets caught, and he's getting beaten up, and they can, you're like okay, well he's gonna get killed here, but then no, they go in and bail him out, even though part of Ryan Reynolds' character is that they don't want to have any loyalties with each other. They don't want to, because it's like they don't even know their names. They don't know, so they
Right.
only know
No
by number.
connections. They're ghosts.
Right, and but despite all of that, they still kind of have some camaraderie with each other, and the seven, he kind of helps Ryan Reynolds see the light, and with that, and kind of say, hey, this isn't, because he's a soldier, he's like, that his whole thing with being a soldier is, you watch each other's backs. You are like, it was a brotherhood, and that's kind of what you kind of see him trying to develop that with the other members of the team. But there's it's tonally kind of weird because it's like I said, it's got like the Michael Bay goofy humor in it, but it can be dark at times. which is a little odd.
It's a little tonally inconsistent.
Yeah, a little tonally inconsistent. Yeah, like like the Hitman, for instance, like he just seems like a total idiot. Like just
Mm.
he says just completely goofy stuff. And you're like, what the heck's going on there? But it's I mean, I mean, like I said, it'll keep you reasonably entertained for 2 hours. It's not, like I said, it's a Michael Bay action movie, the bayest of Michael Bay action movies. So if you like Michael Bay action movies, you'll like this
Okay.
movie.
So this is Bay given the same sort of creative freedom that a lot of other people on Netflix use to get woke.
Yes.
Incidentally, you want to know who the highest paid actor in Hollywood was last year?
Who?
Adam Sandler, of all people.
Really?
I guess it's just because of all the stuff he keeps doing for Netflix and whatever deals he has going with him.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Which, you think about when was the last time one of his movies saw the inside of a theater?
probably that one Diamond movie that he did. Um, Uncut Gems. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, but most of them are going to Netflix.
Yeah.
So the guy has a sweetheart deal there.
Yes, he is, and he's laughing all the way to the bank. But
Yep.
but yeah, I mean, it's and thankfully, like uh, one of with Ryan Reynolds, he's not like he was in RIPD where he was just overly serious. Like this movie, he's actually got that you
Okay.
know that snarky Ryan Reynolds
The-
humor charm.
his Deadpool-y charm.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Like when they're driving the car around, they're in a green Alfa Romeo, and then they're driving around, and Ryan Reynolds says, "Wow, this car, the car really fits with the old architecture of this town. Blends in really well."